Subash Anandan is a renowned criminal lawyer, and with more than 1,500 cases under his belt, he has shaped the face of criminal law in Singapore. In a city where the death penalty is the ultimate punishment, Subash has earned the unique reputation of being the last hope for the city's most heinous criminals. Leong Siu Chaw was a doting father and a family man, not one to be having an extramarital affair, especially with a young and attractive woman like 22-year-old Liu Hong Mei. But he was, and that was puzzling.
You look at her, she's a young, attractive girl from China. This man got a married, grown-up children, much older than her. He's not rich, he's not giving her anything. In fact, he is quite stingy with her. So I was thinking, what is this that is attracting this girl to this man, you know? I don't see how they can have any chemistry, you know.
The unlikely affair ended with the unfortunate death of the young lover.
Well, according to him, there was a suicide pact that he's supposed to kill her and then kill himself. And later, after killing her, he got cold feet. There's a provision where when a person consents to be killed, that can be considered as a defense for murder, not for culpable homicide. So that can be used as a defense to bring murder to culpable homicide.
But Subash had to deal with more than just a defense against murder.
I think these people remember this case very well because of the media hype as well as the fact how the body was disposed of, you know. You know, the torso is cut into two, so 7 parts of the body, you know, hit in one side, legs in one side. I mean, it's gruesome. I was not going to be influenced by public opinion or what the public is going to say about this case or about me. I was more interested in ensuring that this person gets a fair trial.
Leong Siu Chaw was found guilty of murder, sentenced to death in 2006, and executed a year later.
That sentence is the supreme punishment that you give a person. I think we owe it to the accused person to ensure that before he is given the supreme punishment, that everything in law has been given to him. Fair trial, fair appeal, clemency to the president for mercy, and after that, the system say he must be executed, so be it.
Constance Chi was a Singapore Airlines stewardess. Like it is for many young girls, it was her dream job. So when this attractive flight stewardess was accused of throwing the 4-year-old daughter of her ex-lover to her death over a block of flats, it was difficult to comprehend.
The deceased was a small girl, and the accused was an air hostess who was quite highly educated, who fell in love with this deceased father, who was a Karangkuni man. I mean, he collects rubbish and sells it. So there was a lot of weird relationship in this case.
And the only explanation that seemed to shed some light was when it was found that Constance was diagnosed to be suffering from schizophrenia.
It was quite sad. Nobody seemed to have noticed that she was declining into that state.
The original charge of murder was reduced to culpable homicide.
Then when it was reduced to culpable homicide because she was suffering from schizophrenia, my objective was to make sure that she doesn't get life imprisonment. She is suffering from a mental ailment that makes it even more necessary that she should be given a good defense.
The defense's starting point was that it was an accident. The prosecution's claim, it was intentional.
The prosecution's evidence is that she must have thrown, because if the baby just dropped, as she described, it could not have landed in the place where it landed. In this particular case, the child landed further. That means they are saying that the child could not have accidentally fallen because of the distance from the wall. It must have been pushed or thrown.
Constance Chi was sentenced to 10 years in prison.
All this time, people who have been suffering from schizophrenia have been sent to life imprisonment. Always, most of the time they are alive. I think this is one of the first instances where a person was given less than life.
Muhammad Nasir was only 16 years old when he fell in love with Anisa Essa. Anisa was an older married woman. Nasir was so flattered by the attention that he would do anything for her, even murder her husband.
I think his psyche is very simply this. I don't think he has ever been so enchanted by a person of his. He may have girlfriends, teenagers like him, but here is an adult woman showering her love on him and showing him attention, and then with whom he had his first sexual encounter. And so there's some sort of special feeling he has for her, and she capitalized on these feelings and manipulated him. Always telling him that, if you're not prepared to do it, I will ask my ex-boyfriend to do it. And once he does it, I'll have to go back to him, and you are going to be chucked out of my life.
It was too late when young Nasir realized that he had been manipulated by Anisa to kill in the name of love.
I had no defense for him, because the charge of murder. There's really no defense because he has no defense under the law for him. So we just have to plead guilty, and normally in murder trials there is no mitigation allowed, because once you are found guilty, the only sentence is death.
His youth saved him from the gallows, but that was little consolation for Subash.
Anisa, the woman who actually planned and instigated my client to do it, was given a 9 because they reduced a charge because she's suffering from mental problems. And she was given 9 years and she'll be out in 6 years. I said, there's no justice, she's the one responsible for the whole thing, and she's going to come out in 6 years, but my client will be coming out maybe minimum 12 years. I said, where's the justice?